Hey guys, this is Carissa and welcome to my YouTube channel, Inky Fairy Designs. Today is Watercolor Wednesday and I thought it would be fun to do a little galaxy painting with these new glitter inks that I got this past weekend at Hobby Lobby. Now they are called the Brea Reese, or the brand is Brea Reese, and they're glitter inks. They are watercolors. I saw them on Instagram. A lot of people are using them for brush lettering, and that's where I originally saw them. And then a few months ago, I was in Hobby Lobby and saw that they carried them. And then this past weekend, we went to Hobby Lobby, and I went there specifically to get a couple of these. And I noticed that they were on clearance. So I don't know why all of the glitter ones were on clearance, but they were. And so at $1.24, I ended up picking up almost all of the colors that they had. I think the only one I didn't get was yellow, which I have on the way now. So if you open the packaging, it comes with a little bit of instruction. It says shake well. You can see I showed you that the glitter part kind of settles, and so you want to shake that. That's kind of normal for anything like this type of product. And then it gives you some ideas on how to use them. It says you can apply the ink directly to the surface, or you can fill any Brea Reese water brush. I'm sure you can use any water brush. Alternatively, spread ink using a paintbrush, eyedropper, sponge, spray bottle, or other tool. It says create unique shapes. Scatter the drops of ink on the surface, then blow the liquid around with a drinking straw. That's kind of a typical watercolor technique. Also sprinkle coarse salt over a wash of wet ink and let it dry. That's again a pretty typical watercolor textured look. And then it says this is neat. You could pour some ink into a shallow container, soak your paper in the ink to create an antique effect. The longer your paper remains in the ink, the darker the color will be. That one was pretty interesting to me. I think I want to try that, but I didn't try that today. Today, I just wanted to play with all of the colors and create some galaxy backgrounds. I am working in a Moleskin watercolor journal. It's just kind of one of those journals that I play around with. I do test out new watercolors in this journal. I do swatches in this journal, and so I thought it would just be a great place to kind of play around with these inks. Now, the first technique I wanted to do was I wet my paper with some clean clear water, which is my favorite wet on wet technique, and I always just wanted to drop some of the color directly from the bottle onto my page and see what happened. When I put that first color, which is orange, it looks yellow, but it is called orange, it just bloomed beautiful. I just loved it. And so I was like, ooh, this is going to be fun. And then I started dropping in the other colors, and that purple is super dark. It's called violet, and adding the drops directly to the page made it really, really dark. So I'm just playing around with the different colors, adding some more, trying to get that kind of look that I wanted to get, moving it around gently with my brush. I didn't want to manipulate it too much, but I do want to move it around where some of the color isn't going that I want, some of the colors. So with the background, with the galaxy, I mean, this is really like maybe my third or fourth time trying to do one of these backgrounds. So I'm not a pro at it. I know I wanted to have the darker color on the outside and the lighter color on the inside, which is why I started with that orange. And then I added some of that gold, and that blue was a little bit lighter than I would have hoped. They probably have a darker blue, but I didn't get it, or it was out of stock already. Because I mean, at $1.24, who wouldn't want to play with these? So I'm just kind of sopping up? Anyway, getting up the excess on the end with a paper towel. So you can do that. Instead of really pouncing the paper towel on it, you can just use the edge of the paper towel, and it'll just take off that excess pooling of water and color. And I was doing that on the edges, and now I'm just using my heat tool to dry it, kind of moving my paper back and forth to spread that color around, and it dries really quick. It is super shimmery. You can probably tell right here just by looking at it, not even pulling it up to the camera. I do move my candle out of the way. I was getting a little nervous with that. But yeah, I think I put it up to the camera here. And yeah, you can see all of that shimmer. So it's a very, very fine shimmer. I love that. It is like if you rub your hand over it, it's going to come off. Like I'm looking at my hand right now and it is sparkly. I'm like a vampire right now. Seriously, I am really sparkly and I don't really like that, but I think I will still have fun with these inks. Oh, that's the other thing. They stained my hand. Yeah, that red really, really, really stained my hand. It's called Crimson. And they kind of leak into the cap. I need to keep these out, like up, probably in my cabinet so my 4-year-old doesn't get into it and think to have a field day with it, because these would make quite a mess if he got into it. So the second technique that I wanted to try was like a more controlled, I think, watercolor technique. So I'm not dropping them in directly from the bottle. I'm actually putting them in my little palette here. Just a couple drops, 2 or 3 drops per color. And now I still did the wet and wet technique, so my page is wet. And now I'm coming in and taking the color from, using my paintbrush and putting that color on my page and trying to create that galaxy look. Now, I'll be honest, I like the way that it turned out using the dropping, like just dropping the color directly onto my page. And I think that was just really me. I think that's the user. I'm not really comfortable with these. I want to play around with these a little bit more, but I really just wanted to test out these colors. And I was trying to make this page a little bit darker, so I brought in the phthalo green. I think that's how you pronounce that. Pthalo green. And that one really surprised me because that's a really rich green. But when I mixed it with the purple and imagined that it would give me kind of a muddy color, it actually made this really beautiful teal. So I don't know. The purple must have a little bit more of a blue tint to it. The violet, I should say, must have a little bit more of a blue tint to it, because normally purple and green would not make a pretty color, and it really did when I was mixing these around on my page, because that teal on the outside edges, that is the purple and the green mixing together. So that was a really fun surprise. And that's what the playing is all about, this is a totally new to me product. I just wanted to see what it would do as a watercolor. Will I use it as a watercolor? I don't know. I do want to try lettering with it. Here you can see my hand and how stained it is. But hey, that means I had some fun in my art room today. So you can see the differences. That's really a lot darker. The other page is a lot softer. It does get glitter kind of all over, and that could just be me. Was really just making a mess, having a good time, testing out this product. I wanted to see how a white gel pen wrote on top of it, and it actually wrote really well. These pages dried super fast. What I'm going to do, since this is kind of just like a play journal, I do kind of do lettering. Oh, I wanted to show you this tag. You can check out my Mixed Media Monday video. I used this glitter ink on that tag. I was showing you like that blue area, that was the glitter ink. So I could see using it as like a touch of a pop of color on my Mixed Media. So like I said, I will probably letter on these pages and see how a pen goes on top of it. Here's some close-ups of the finished pages completely dried. And yeah, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this product. I mean, I would like to try out their other watercolors, like the non-glitter watercolors, and see how fun those are. Because I think I could see, doing more watercolors with those rather than the glitter. The glitter is like an accent to me. I wouldn't do a whole page with it because it really got everywhere. But I had fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this Watercolor Wednesday video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link here in the middle. You can subscribe. Off to the left, I will put up some other watercolor videos for you to check out. And on the right, we'll just have a surprise for you to check out. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on Saturday for another Stamp Stash Saturday video.